Good morning, everyone. So altcoin season is starting to really get full swing now. This is really exciting. Um, Crazy stuff happening. Dogecoin up, 400% odd in the last 7 days. Had a huge pump yesterday after the GME stock market crash that basically liquidated hedge funds for the tune of 70 billion. And because when that happened, lots of the companies closed trading in GME. So tons of people moved on to platforms like Robinhood and started buying up stuff like Dogecoin and resulted in a huge pump. There's a project I want to talk about before I get into it, though. Um, Udemy course, this one. I'm sure a lot of you have bought lots of Udemy courses. What I will say, the coin I did in May of last year, has 30x'd since then. 30x'd. Now, yes, there's been lots of coins that have done it. I don't know how many courses you bought where you've got a 30x, right? I know full well I've had at least 4 students that have made hundreds of thousands from that tip. So check it out. Um, and I'm absolutely buzzing about that. I'm properly proud. Um, anyway, one thing the coin I want to talk about today is DPI, DeFi Pulse Index. This is a wicked idea. Okay, if you are wanting to get into the DeFi market, but you don't know where the hell you're going to go, because there are so many sort of blue chip projects, right? And you're worried about sort of picking the wrong one. This is essentially an index fund. Okay, there's only 264,000 circulating supply. I can comfortably see this hitting 1,000 a coin, maybe more, right? To be honest, I'm more leaning towards 2 to 4,000 a coin, right? Um, and it's by DeFi Pulse. Now, this is a great way of basically owning a coin that's an index fund for the top sort of DeFi projects. So you're getting in on DeFi without getting in on a specific project. You're hedging your bet across all 10 of the top tier coins. So as long as even if one collapses, the other 9 are doing well, you are up. Okay. And it's sort of a sensible approach to getting into DeFi without picking a specific project. Now, don't get me wrong, I have picked specific projects. I have bags of Uniswap and bags of Aave. I've told you guys about that before. Um, and this is how the underlying tokens work. So DeFi Pulse Index, um, so you've got 0.24 Aave, 4.38 Uniswap, 2.78 Synthetics, 0.018 Maker, 0.083 Compound. And it's a managed fund effectively. But what it does is it allows you to hedge your bets across um, those 5 plus another 5. I'll show you the other 5 as well. So then you've got Yearn, Loopring, Ren, Balancer, Kyber, right? Um, so it is a really clever way of getting an index coin, an index token, um, and owning proportions of those tokens. And that's what you want, right? If you want, because I think everyone is aware DeFi is going to have a hell of a year, right? Everything is to some degree, right? But this gets you in on all those projects early doors, really early doors. And like I said, different, you know, because you're hedging your bets across all of them, when one has a 400 or 500 or crazy Doge type day and flies in value, the value of your portfolio rises, right? As long as the other 9 aren't down. But it's a very sensible approach. Aave is going to fly, Uniswap's going to fly, Synthetics is going to fly, Yearn almost certainly is going to fly. The work that they're doing is amazing, right? I don't see how Balancer and Kyber don't fly. Loopring as well are doing some serious innovations. I honestly think this is a brilliant idea. And it's something I just wanted to draw attention to because actually the trading volume isn't that high, 10 million. And I think people aren't that aware of this as a project. So I wanted to make everyone aware. Now you can get it on Uniswap, SushiSwap, AEX, and Hotbit. But there is some serious potential here. for a more secure investment, a less risk-based investment. Okay, everything will go up to some degree this bull run, but there could be code failures within DeFi. You know this, we've seen this. There could be some people could work, what's the phrase? Unreasonably or insidiously in terms of exploiting a code fault in a DeFi project, and that has happened in previous projects. So you are getting a wider range of an investment and a more secure investment in the long run, which I don't see having any level of failure, right? It's $280 for one coin at the moment. Now, obviously, then you've got the fee for doing this, for buying it. You know, if you're getting it on Uniswap, you know you're paying a fee. If you're getting it on SushiSwap, you know you're paying a fee. So that's something you've got to take into account, right? Part of the reason, this is a project I will be purchasing some of, and think about the amount you're prepared to pay in transaction fees. I made the huge, crippling mistake of not buying Yearn when it was about $500, because when I went onto Uniswap, saw it, it was like the fee was an additional $80 in a transaction. That was what they were charging, or that was the fee at the time, and it put me off, and I made one of the biggest mistakes of my investment life, because obviously a Yearn token now is like 30 grand. Okay, so these things do happen. So you have to bear these in mind. What are you willing to spend on a transaction? Do you have faith in a project enough that it's going to succeed? Okay, because you can make my mistake, or you can go, for me, this isn't a project I want to go in on, right? And that's a reasonable perspective, especially if you can get most of these DeFi tokens on Binance and not pay those extortionate sort of Ethereum transaction fees. But guys, we're in the bull market, okay? I mean, my top pick's done a 30x. I don't know what other people's top picks have done. It's a great time to be in this space, and we are in terms of really pushing this sort of altcoin rally forward. We're really just waiting on Ethereum to crack 1500. 1500 is its resistance, like 20 grand was Bitcoin's resistance. When it cracks that 1500, you better believe Ethereum flies. And when Ethereum flies, altcoins fly. And we will see that. I keep seeing conversations and videos about Ethereum versus Polkadot and stuff like that on YouTube. And I think people are missing the point. That's not they're not in competition. Polkadot's a solution in terms of allowing blockchains to actually compete. If you're talking about versus price action, I still think they're wrong. Like I'm seeing a lot of people saying Ethereum's going to do better. Now it might. They're both going to do well. I see Polkadot hitting sort of $200 at least, to be honest, which is sort of 13x from where it is now. 13x for Ethereum right now puts it around 16 grand. Now 16 grand means Ethereum will have an overall market cap of like 2 trillion. It's definitely feasible. I just don't see it. I just don't see a 2 trillion Ethereum market cap, because if that happens, and Ethereum does hit 2 trillion, then the other tokens below are going to have better gains. We've seen it every time in the bull market. Bitcoin and Ethereum do very, very well. But in the short term of the bull market, the lower cap coins do better in terms of growth. So if Ethereum did do a 13x from this point, I'd believe Polkadot would do a 20x from this point, because that's how it works. That's how it's always worked. Look at last time, Ethereum and Bitcoin had that huge rally. Neo had an enormous one, went from like $1 to $160. It was crazy. So, so bear it in mind, right? YouTube FUD is YouTube FOMO is a serious issue, right? And there are really good YouTubers that talk about these things and talk about good projects and talk about exciting new projects. Um, but don't jump into a new project just because one YouTuber or two or three YouTubers have talked about it. Look at the underlying value of the project. Look at if there's important people talking about it. So like Falla Network is a great example. Now Falla Network, I'm in on Falla. I like Falla. And part of the reason I'm in on Falla Network is because Gavin Wood loves Falla Network and talks about Falla Network and tweets about Falla Network, right? It's not just that there is good underlying tech about security. It's not just that other YouTubers have done their research and talked about it. It's that people like Gavin Wood, who are in charge of Polkadot and who was one of the designers behind Ethereum, are talking about it. This kind of stuff is important. Make no mistake, the next 8, 9 months, this market is a hype cycle. So it's not just it's not necessarily going to be all about underlying tech. It's going to be about what is gaining hype and who are talking about it. And you want not only the so-called YouTubers, but you want the people behind the tech and the important people behind projects talking about it. Look at everything Andre Cronje has done in the last year. It's flown. And it's because everyone values him after what happened with Yearn. So all new projects that he sort of talks about are flying. And that sort of research is important. But anyway, that's it from me, guys. Altcoin season is upon us. It's exciting. And don't forget, check out the Udemy course. Look at the 30x and look at. I still see more growth in this. I'm very happy. So yeah, take it easy. Bye.